Hey guys, welcome back to World Drum Club. You know, nobody likes to waste money, especially me, and I'm sure you don't either. So I want to help you guys pick a djembe that's going to be a good investment, one that you're going to enjoy playing and that you'll have for many years, and it's going to serve you well. So I get a lot of questions from people, what kind of drum should I buy? How do I know it's a good drum, etc. So this video is for you. And before we get going, I want to acknowledge that there are situations where you might want to have a drum that you really don't care about so much, or that you don't care if it gets damaged. You want to take it on a camping trip or to the beach or to an evening bonfire drum circle, and it's not like your main drum. And I get that, totally down with that. There's lots of inexpensive, affordable, durable drums available, and that's what those are for. This video is for those of you who want a nice instrument that's going to sound great. It's going to sound like a djembe should sound, and you're going to enjoy it for many years. It's going to be your main instrument. It's going to be an investment, all right? So this video is for you. So if that doesn't sound like what you're into, you can skip or stop watching this video right now. Okay, so number one, when you go to look at getting a djembe, and hopefully you go to look and play and hear the djembes. Now there's lots of drums online, but this is a major purchase. It's an instrument that you're probably going to spend $400 or $500 on. Go play them if you can, or have somebody who knows what they're doing go try out the drums. That's important. But the number one thing, get a drum that is made of wood. Okay, number one, it's made of wood. Djembes are made of wood, just like oboes are made of wood, pianos are made of wood, lots of traditional instruments are made of wood, bassoons, English horns, some flutes. Okay, so again, there's lots of other alternatives out there, but I'm telling you right now, all professional djembes are made of wood. How do I know that? What's the proof of that, Kalani? Should I just believe you? Well, you don't have to take my word for it. Watch any videos you want, look at DVDs and videos and online stuff, and you will see that all professional djembe players who are at the high level are all playing wooden drums. Okay, so that's number one. You don't have to take my word for it. All of the top performing artists, the top performing ensembles from West Africa and around the world play drums that look like this one. They're made of solid logs. They're carved by hand by craftspeople, by drum makers. So this is point number two. Get a drum that is handcrafted. It's been made by a craftsperson who is an instrument maker. Nothing against factory workers. But factory-made drums are made by people who may or may not even know what they're making, first of all, and who may or may not have a passion for what they're making, and who may or may not even understand what the item they're making is supposed to be and sound like. So get a drum that's made by a drum maker. The other added benefit of that is that you support the craft of instrument building and craftsmanship. And we all know how much craftsmanship has just kind of faded away, and a lot of crafts have been lost, or they've been shoved into a little corner called boutique instruments or things. And we want to support, I want to support craftspeople because I care about quality. And I also care about their economic situation too. So I feel good when I buy a drum that I know is made by a person who's a drum builder. Okay, along those lines, let's look at the construction. This drum is a fairly nice drum design. So check this out in terms of the bowl. You notice that it's got a fairly long bowl. It's a little over half the drum height, and the foot is in proportion to the bowl. So you don't want a drum with a tiny bowl and a long foot, or the opposite. Although there are some nice djembes that have deeper bowls and shorter feet. So those are a little bit different style than this, but I'm talking about the mainstream djembe design. All right, let's look at the bottom. You'll notice here, this drum, the shell is fairly thin. So when you turn the drum over, you don't want to see what looks like a log with a little tiny hole in the middle, or a really thick shell. The shell should be about like this. This is a good ratio, all right? So hardwood, the drums can be thinner, the shell can be thinner. As far as the carving and all that, that's just aesthetic, that's up to you. Another point is the tuning. This is a rope tune instrument. Do not be scared. Don't be afraid. If you can tie your shoe, you can tune a djembe. It's very easy. You can learn it in 3 minutes. I just was in China and I showed a young man who's 10 years old how to tune the drum. He tuned it up. It took about 2 minutes to show him how to do it. Very easy, very efficient. This method of tuning is, again, the professional #1 industry standard professional tuning method. There are other tuning methods available. I'm just telling you that this is the standard. This is what the professionals use. If you want to use something else, that's up to you. But I recommend this. It's nylon, it's mountain climbing rope. It's very strong. You can tune the drum up as much as you want. It's very comfortable. You don't have any hardware or anything digging into your thighs. Very comfortable and efficient. The head is natural. It's made of animal skin, either goat or cowhide. This is cowhide. It's a little bit thicker than goat. When you're selecting a drum, first of all, remember that you're selecting the shell. Just like a guitar, the strings need to be replaced. On a drum, the heads will eventually need to be replaced. So don't worry too much about the head in terms of aesthetics or anything, because that's going to get replaced eventually. You're buying the shell. However, if you can, I would recommend getting a drum head that's a little bit on the thicker side, because you can crank it down. It's going to be dry. It's going to be punchy. You'll be able to tune it up a little bit higher and not get a lot of overtones or risk that head breaking. So djembes need to be tuned up. The sound should be dry. It should not be ringy with a lot of after ring or overtones. Note that this shell is fairly round. You want to go for round. Most quality drums are going to be round. However, over time, because this is natural, this is organic, the shell may take on a little bit of an oblong shape. That's okay. You can still play it and enjoy it. When you replace the head, have the person who replaces the head, or if it's you, put the spine of the head in the opposite direction, 90 degrees, and that will bring the shell back into round. Other than that, you might want to attach a rope, but that's up to you, or a strap. That's up to you. But in terms of buying the drum, we touched on a few key points. Made of wood, made by a craftsperson, relatively thin shell, nice shape, rope tuning, natural head. Okay, those are the main things. And just as long as we're on the subject, I know some people have said, well, I wanted to get a synthetic head drum so I can clean it, I can sanitize it. You know, if you're a teacher and you're gonna have kids playing the drums, a lot of teachers want to be able to sanitize the instruments. Well, guess what? Do you not put sanitizer on your hands? What are your hands made of? They are not made of synthetic material unless you're an android. They're made of skin, and the drum head is made of skin. It's okay. You can sanitize it. You can wipe it down. But really, it's not a big deal. Unless you're going to sanitize everything in your entire environment, including the doorknobs and the tables and chairs and every single instrument, it's really a non-issue as far as I'm concerned. All right? I hope this helps you guys. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to email me at office@kalanimusic.com. I want to thank you for being a supporter of World Drum Club. This is a 100% member-supported channel. No ads, no sponsorship. Go to patreon.com/Kalani and become a patron and a supporter so we can keep videos like this moving towards you and I can keep supporting you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Tell your friends about the channel and I'll see you guys in a future video.